So self-control has become one of those things that are so important nowadays, my friend. Like, you need self-control more than ever because nowadays we're filled with so much distractions, from our phone to our vices to even our thoughts. Like, you need to control yourself. You need to learn how to control yourself. And without wasting any much time in this video, I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat. I'm not gonna try and use you for retention or views or likes. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna hide my secrets behind a paywall. The only way for you to build self-control is by meditation. Meditation is the only thing that's gonna build self-control within your life. It's gonna teach you to practice self-restraint within your thoughts, within your life, within every action you do. You can now click off this video. You can like say, okay, AJ, cool, fair and fine, I can go. Like, you can click off this video. I told you the secret. But let me try and explain meditation to you in a way that you've never probably heard before. Because we've all had the studies of, oh, it increases your focus, it makes you more present in relationships. But how does it pertain to you controlling yourself? And let's first by explaining how thoughts and actions work, right? Because the way thoughts start and the way actions start is usually from an emotion, from a feeling. And then that feeling evolves into a thought, and that thought evolves into an action. Like, let me give you an example. Let's say you are scrolling on your phone and then you feel hungry, right? Your body tells you you're hungry. That's a feeling. And then that goes into a thought. And then now you're thinking, are there any leftovers in the fridge? Are there any things that I can go and eat? Then now that thought evolves into action. You're now moving in the kitchen, you're opening the fridge, you're now pulling out the ingredients that you need to prepare a meal, right? Same example can be put to your vices, my friend. Like, let's look at gooning, for example. Like, usually when people goon, they're either bored or looking for dopamine, and that's a feeling. They feel bored. They feel like they have to release energy, and then that becomes into a thought. Like, hey, where can I do it? Is anyone else in the house? Does the bathroom have someone? Let me go check, right? Then boom, that evolves into the action. Now you're going on the sites. Now you're hiding in your bedroom. Now you're doing the act of gooning, and now you feel disgusted. Like, that's how action and thought works. It usually originates from a feeling, and so meditation comes in as the voice of reason between those instances, between those spaces of when things evolve into the next stage. It becomes the barrier between the thought and the action, between the emotion and the thought. That's how self-control is built. That's how meditation gets in. Because when you have those feelings, because when you have your thoughts, right, when you have those actions, when you do those actions, right, you usually just act on them. You never really think it through. And when meditation becomes between those instances, when meditation goes in those instances and develops the self-control, it enforces the voice of reason. It enforces the logical voice in the back of your head that tells you like, are you really, really hungry, bro? Like, are you genuinely hungry, or you're just craving stuff? Should you really go up and go into the kitchen and look for some snacks and some disgusting food? Like, do you really need to eat right now? Or do you really want to go? Like, bro, you've told yourself 50 times before. Do you really want to go? Right? Meditation enforces the voice of reason. It builds the self-control. It goes in between the thoughts, the emotions, the actions, and it asks you the question that you always need to ask. It tells you, it stops you for a second, makes you think, do you really need to do this? Do you really need to pursue this thing? And one thing about meditation, right, it is that meta skill that once it's mastered within your life, once it becomes a habit, once it becomes a way of life, it trickles down into every part of your life. And the other benefit of developing meditation within your life, of actually sitting down and really focusing on clearing your mind, on silencing the voices, on making the voice of the version that you want to become much louder, it develops peace within you. It quiets the noise. It quiets the voice of fear, of insecurity. It helps you change your own beliefs, my guy. Because meditation is truly a meta skill. It is truly one of those skills that improve your life by tenfold. Like, dog, I read a book called How to Make a Few $1 Billion by this this serial entrepreneur who has made hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars in his industry, called XY, this logistic company, right? The one thing that he attains his success to is meditation. That he meditates 2 times every day, 15 minutes per day, 30 minutes per day, sorry. Like, dude, a literal billionaire attains all of his success to literally sitting and focusing on one thing for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes per day. Imagine the power that that has. So please, try to adopt this in your life. Try to make it a habit. You don't have to do anything too crazy, dog. It's just by sitting down for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Start small, please, and tell yourself, like, hey, any thought that comes up in my head, I'm not gonna follow it. I'm just gonna focus on one thing. It might be a breath, it might be an affirmation, it might be a vision that you have for yourself. It could be anything. It could be anything, my friend. All you need to do is set a timer on your phone and focus on one thing for that period of time. Don't let anything else take your train of thought. And if something takes your train of thought, come back to it with kindness and gentleness within yourself. And that is how you develop self-control. And with that, thank you for watching, my friend. I've got some free stuff in the description. You can go check them out. And yeah, goodbye. Kaizen.